to cover the test questions. So if I get a stupid question, meaning some theoretical crap, we're going to skip it for right now so I can cover the test questions that are in your homework. To me, test questions are more important to cover than, what came first, the chicken or the egg questions. All right. So we're going to move on. All right. We're going to start with 1.129/11. Now, what did I mean 1.129/11? 1.1 is the chapter and section. 29 is, if you turn to 1.1 homework in your book, this question is like number 29, and it's like number 11 in your online homework. So when I say 29/11, that's what it means. And I put it on the page where I write down the problem. So in the video, you'll know where it is. So let's go over this one, and I hope and pray it's a decent question, because some of these calculus questions are out there. Oh yeah, it is. It's a good one. Okay, and this is the last one I did in the last class, one like this. All right, so write it down. And we're going to do a little bit more than just what the question's asking, because this is a review section, and I want to try to get as much review as I can in per question. So I might branch off into a couple of different directions with this problem. All right, so it says f of x is equal to 4 minus x squared raised to the 5/2 power. Okay, now before you even start this question, you've got to remember what a rational exponent does. Okay, a rational exponent, let's go back to our Algebra 1 days, Algebra 2 days. A rational exponent basically is equal to exponent over index. And that means the square root of x to the first power is equal to x to the 1/2. So if you've forgotten all about rational exponents, there it is. Now that's cubified. It's not, glorified in your book. It ain't written, don't take up a half a page, but it gets to the point. Rational exponent is basically exponent over index. The exponent divided by the index. So this is the square root of the 5th power.
You have a work email.
So what I'll do is I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to rewrite it, and I'm going to call it f of x is equal to the square root of 4 minus x squared to the 5th power. Exponent over index. Now, what am I doing here? You really don't have to do that. All you have to do, I know what I have to do. I could just show you how to do this problem from right here. But I'm trying to get you to remember some of the other things in algebra that go along with just setting this equal to 0. So I'm trying to get 2 or 3 things together here. And most of it's radical and rational exponents. So I'm going to rewrite this because I want to get an even exponent so I can take the square root of that even exponent. So I'm going to rewrite this as f of x is equal to the square root of 4 minus x squared to the 4th power times 4 minus x squared to the 1st power. Okay? Now everybody in the room should understand what's going on there. Okay? There's really not anything, challenging going on. You just add the exponents. And you can take the square root of the fourth power. Somebody tell me what's the square root of the fourth power?
Will that make it to the second power?
Yep. And you can take it out from under the radical. So I'm just going to do this with a red pen. And that can come out. I'm going to write it in red. 4 minus x squared to the second power. And then this, can you take the square root of the first power? No. So that stays under the radical. And what can you not have under the radical? Even exponent radical. What can you not have under an even exponent radical?
A negative number.
Negative number. So I'm going to set this equal to 0. So 4 minus x squared is equal to 0. Negative x squared is equal to negative 4. X squared is equal to 4. And x is equal to positive or negative 2. So I'm going to draw a number line. Negative 2, 0, 2. And I'm going to put a negative 3 down here. And I'm going to put a, where's my neon blue? A positive 3 right here. Now, somebody plug in negative 3 into this and tell me what you get. You get a positive or a negative? Mr. Wooten, your video looks like a horror movie. You look like Halloween 2
Yes,
or
sir.
something.
1 second.
I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
I know.
It's all dark and the silhouette looks like the killer is coming in. What happens when you plug in negative 3?
You'll have to square it first.
Now, what do you get? When you plug in negative 3 into this right here, you get a negative. Somebody said it. You get a negative. So I'm going to put negative right here. You can't have a negative, so we can't use anything around negative 3. What happens when you plug in a positive 3?
You get a negative.
You get a negative, so you can't use anything here. So if somebody plug in 0, what do you get?
2.
And that's positive, so you can have these numbers in here. So somebody tell me, what is the domain of this function? From negative 2 to what?
Positive 2.
That's your domain. So negative 2.
Is that inclusive?
Yes.
How do you?
Because you can take the square root of 0. Who asked that question? I didn't see your name light up.
Isabella Rodriguez Constantini.
Okay, I want to make sure I get your name because anybody that communicates, I want to know who it is.
Yeah,
I
I'm
need
sorry.
you to.
Oh,
Thank you.
My camera on.
Yes, this is inclusive because you can take the square root of 0. You can take the square root of 0. That's okay. You just can't take the square root of negative. So this is your domain of that function. Is this a test question? Oh yeah, this is a test question. So I'm going to leave it up there for a few more seconds and go back to the question. And that's the answer. So whoever sent this question, you got the answer correct. You just probably wasn't sure of it or didn't understand it, one of the two. but you did it correct. Now, there's a shorter way, but the reason I showed you this way is so that you would remember how to add exponents, that writing this in a radical form means that you can break up the radical here, and you can take the, I'm doing about 3 sections of review here instead of just 1 section. Okay?
It
All
says the answer is incorrect.
Say again?
It says that answer is incorrect.
Well, I'll check it. My answers better not be correct. I mean, it better not, or I just might as well quit and let
Do
y'all
you
go
have a
home
different
early.
problem?
Might be
Do you have a
different
different
problem.
problem than this
Look
one?
at the question and see if it's a different problem.
It's the same problem.
Well, let's do this.
Well, I
one.
was the one that asked that question, and I put that answer in there, and it was right. So I'm confused.
Okay.
I actually got it wrong.
All right. Well, I tell you what. As good measure, let's do this one. Miss Parker's just trying to be difficult. That's what it is. She's trying to make me look bad. You're trying to make me look bad, aren't you, Miss Parker? I know how it is.
Promise.
Let's do this one. Let's try to do this one, and let's see what happens. F of x is equal to 49 minus x squared to the 3/2 power. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you can set the what's inside the parentheses equal to 0 and you get the same answer. Okay, but I'm not going to do it that way because I'm trying to get 2 or 3 sections of review in instead of 1. So I am kind of making it long, but it's for instructional purposes. So let's go to the whiteboard. So I'm going to break this up into f of x is equal to the square root of 49 minus x squared to the 3rd power. And that's going to break up into the square root of 49 minus x squared to the 2nd power times 49 minus x squared to the 1st power. And that's the part right there. These 2 parts right here is nothing but review in other sections. You don't technically have to do this, but I'm doing it to kind of give you some more review. F of x is equal to the square root of this is just this. So this comes out of the radical. And this stays in the radical. And you can't have a negative here. So you got to set 49 minus x squared into is equal to 0. 49 minus x squared is equal to 0. Negative x squared is equal to negative 49. X is equal to positive or negative 7. Negative 7, 0, positive 7. And am I doing this because you need to know it for the test? I mean, for the question, yes. But I'm also doing it because part of review, and that is finding your positive zeros and negatives, finding your real zeros on the x-axis. You do the same thing. So I'm kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone here. So negative 8 is right here, and positive 8 is right here. And what happens when you plug in negative 8 and positive 8? You get what?
Negatives.
Negatives. And you can't have a negative under a square root or a 4th root or a 6th root. So that just leaves this area right here, which is equal to positive and negative 7 as far as the domain. And I'm going to plug in negative 7 and positive 7. So I'll go back to the question. bracket, -7, comma, +7. And I can't find the 7. There we go. And enter. Now, I know of 2 reasons why the what you call it may mark this wrong. 1, you didn't use brackets, okay, because of the exclusive versus inclusive. 2, the negative that you use has to be the good negative. If you will look on your calculator, you will see 2 negatives. There's a subtraction symbol, and then there's a negative in parentheses down at the bottom. Not to say that that your computer screen doesn't have the same thing. It doesn't. But you got to watch it when you're plugging in a negative, because sometimes the computer or the calculator will want a different negative. Also, make sure you don't plug in a decimal instead of a comma, because if you put a decimal in there, it's going to mark it wrong. So I don't know what happened, Ms. Parker, on that last problem, but this one is right. Okay. All right, let's do some more homework problems. That's 29. So I'm going to knock these 2 out. I'm going to delete these 2 if you don't mind. I'm going to delete 13. I did 13. I know there's one of those that I don't like. I ain't never seen one of 16 or 13. Mute your mic, please. Somebody's in the wind and it's making noises. Somebody mute your mic, please. All right, so this is 1.1 32/12. 1.1 32/12. Let's see what it looks like. First of all, is it a test question? Oh, yeah. A cylindrical tank with a cross-sectional area of blah, 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 blah is filled to a depth of blah, 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 blah with water at 0 seconds. A drain in bottom of the tank is with an area of 16 meters squared is open. 16 centimeters squared is open. Allowing water to flow out of the tank. The depth of water in the tank is at time blah, 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 blah. And the drain in the tank, the depth of the water in the tank at time is .4T quantity squared. Okay. First of all, the only thing you're worried about is this formula, this equation right here. That's the only thing you're worried about. And T is equal to 0. So I'm going to write down what's important information. D of T and I did a problem like this with a baseball in the previous class. And so throwing a baseball in the air, that kind of question. Same type of question. Minus 1.4T quantity squared. So we've got a parabola and T, that's at T is greater than 0 seconds. So what am I fixing to show you? Well, I'm fixing to show you that when something is draining, it's kind of like the trajectory. It's kind of like a trajectory of a bullet or the trajectory of a cannonball or a missile or a baseball. It's an upside down parabola. Okay. I'm assuming it is. I think it is. Let's graph it and see. That's 16 graph. I may have gotten mixed up with the previous question that I went over. What is it? 16 minus, that's the problem I went over right there, 1.4 let me just clear it. 16 minus 1.4. I got to put parentheses around it. There we go. 16 minus 1.4 t raised to the second power. Close parentheses, raised, no, shoot. T, I'm about ready to quit. T, I'm trying to get, it's not letting me. I'm about ready just to quit. There, T raised to the second power graph. Okay, it may be, I thought, let's see, zoom 6, zoom 0. Okay, it's going upward. I'm sorry, I had it wrong. Let me move it over. Go ahead and graph it. So let me zoom out. I'm going to move over here a little bit. There we go. So I thought, since the negative, I thought it was, but I forgot it was squared. So I'm going to redraw it. 1.132/12 d of t is equal to 16 minus 1.4t quantity squared, and t has got to be greater than 0. Okay, now, first of all, the t is time, and can somebody tell me what is always going to be dominant? Time. Why is t always going to be dominant? Somebody tell me the reason why.
Because
It's
time
kind
is
of like
continuous.
deep theoretical stuff. What?
Because time is continuous.
Because time cannot be controlled. That's why, yes. Time is continuous. Although, if you ever go to a cheerleading competition or a dance competition, you will see some moms trying to manipulate time by wearing their daughter's clothes. It's not a pretty sight. Okay, so you will try to see people dominate time, and it just doesn't work. Because only 1% of 1% of the moms can pull that off. All right, so anyway, and we all know that time is positive. Time can never be negative. So that's what that means. So we've got a parabola that looks like we said right here. And I'm just going to try to draw it in the right vicinity. Like that. And right here is the vertex. Vertex is your lowest place. So I could do shortcut. I could do shortcut number 1 on this thing and get 16 squared minus 2 times 16 is 32. So it'd be 32 times 1.4t plus 1.4 squared t squared. And that would give me the quadratic that goes with this curve. Okay, I could do that, or I could just use the graph and find this vertex by using, and I know that this is going to be negative 6. What is 16 squared, y'all? 15 squared is 225. Is it 256? Somebody check. What's 16 squared?
Yes, sir. 256.
So you know the y-intercept is 256. And we know that the vertex, that's when basically it's drained out. So you got to find that vertex. Now, we could go through and do this by completing the square, but I would not make you do that on a test. I would tell you to use your calculator. So you're going to take your handy dandy calculator and you're going to find the vertex, which is called the min. Since it's concave up, you're going to find the min. So here we go. Second, trace or calculate, which is trace, and I want to find the min. Put a left guess and a right guess, and then put a guess in the middle, and there is your vertex. So our vertex is 11.429, comma 0. Now, what's that 11.429? Well, that's going to be the time that you're at 0 feet. Okay, so at 11.429 seconds, you are at 0 feet. What is it, feet or meters? Feet of liquid in the cylinder tank. Because your X values, which is equal to T, is your independent variable. And this right here is your distance or length or whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you call it. Distance. That's your independent variable. I mean, your dependent variable. So I don't know what they're going to ask, but this is a good test question. I would ask it on a test. So let's see what they ask. D of 0, that means we plug in X is equal to 0, which we already got that, 11.429. And your number lock on your calculator does, there we go. Now, I don't see any units. I don't know if they want you to, but we're talking about seconds, so I'm going to put seconds. We'll probably mark it wrong. Okay. See that SEC? Okay, I don't know what they want. The hell with them.
Hubert, you don't need to put down any like unit of measure.
Thank you.
At least I don't think you do.
Okay, I don't know what it is then. Oh, they want the y-intercept right there. I'm sorry. We got that right here. I didn't read the question. There's the y-intercept. 256. I'm sorry. I thought they were wanting the vertex. Let's see if they want the vertex now. Okay, interpret this value. Well, there's 256 feet of water or whatever centimeters of water at the initial drainage. That's what that is. So which one says that? Okay, the visual right there. The value of the depth is 256 feet or whatever when the water is initially drained. Okay, so I think it's delta. Now let's get, okay, here we go. At 11 point, it says round to the nearest tenth, 11.4 seconds. And what is this? What does this say? What does D say? Where is D? Oh, C. What is the appropriate domain for D? 0 to 256. Wait, let's see. Yeah, 0 to 256. That's the range. Let me show you what they're asking. It says it does say range, doesn't it?
It says domain.
Domain.
So.
Sorry. Okay, well, let's go back here. Somebody tell me what the domain is. Well, the domain is going to be from 0 to 11.4. Why? Well, does the problem say anything about the tank filling up? Or does it talk about drainage?
Drainage.
Talks about drainage, Hubert. That's right, class. So the only thing that shows drainage as far as the X goes is what? From 0 to what? 11.49.
11.4.
And that 11.49 represents the height from 256 to the height of 0, which drains out. So I'm going to put my pink highlighter. So the range goes from 256 down to 0. That's the height. During the time of 0 to 11.429 seconds. So there's your domain. Now, if I go here, what is the tank doing here?
We'll be filling up.
It's to be filling up. The question don't say anything about that. So if the question said something about filling up, then you would have more of a domain out here. So the question should be, I like this question because it makes you think. So I would say from 0 to 11.10, that'd be 11.4. I like that one. Y'all want to do another one, or you think you got it?
I think we got it.
Okay. I'll just have an ice water with a lemon. All right, next one. Starving to death. 1.4, 40, 1.1, 40, 15. Y'all haven't made that relationship yet. 1.1, 40/15. And here it is. Good golly mom. They want you to compose f of x. I think I'm looking at this right. And then compose g of f of x. Is that correct? This is a stupid question.
I believe
not to the person that sent it.
right.
It's a stupid question. I would not put this on a test. I would put a composition on it, but I wouldn't put this one. To me, this is kind of ridiculous. F of
Sorry,
x.
sir, I sent it.
What?
I said sorry, I sent this question.
No. I'm not talking about. I believe it's a little bit too much. That's what I meant. Mr. Paris, have I had you in another class?
You have not.
Well, I remember a Paris being in my class, but it must have been somebody else. Or maybe I'm having flashbacks of Paris Island. Maybe that's it.
And
X
now
squared
I have
6.
been,
What?
this is probably my 7th year in college, so there is a chance.
Hey, buddy, I got you beat. Mine was 9, but I had a war, okay? So I had a war in between there.
Yeah, you got me beat by a long shot.
Okay, I got you beat by a couple. All right. F of x is equal to, and g of x is equal to x squared. And then capital F of x is equal to 1 over x minus 2. And they're wanting g composed of capital F of little f of x. Now, I'm thinking that's what they're wanting. So that means I need to write big F, I need to write this with a big set of parentheses. So big F with a big set of parentheses. So 1 over parentheses minus 2. And then I got to plug in what? I got to write big F with a big set of parentheses. And that's what I just did. And what have I got to plug into big F? F of X, Hubert. That's right, class. Thank you for the interaction. So X squared minus 6.
Mr. Hewitt, you might have to switch your screen to the camera.
Sorry. Okay, now this right here is F. That's this right here. If I'm reading this question right. So somebody simplify this. What does this come out to be? 1 over X squared minus what? 8?
8.
So that is F composed of F of X. So now I'm going to rewrite G with a big set of parentheses. So now I'm going to rewrite G with a big set of parentheses. G of X is equal to big old set of parentheses squared. And then I'm going to put F of, or whatever this is, big F of little f. I'm going to put it in here. Now, this is what I think they want. 1 over X squared minus 8. And now I'm just going to square this. That square, 1 squared is 1, so everybody in here should get that right. If you miss that, don't tell anybody. And then X squared minus 8, quantity squared. Well, heck, that's shortcut number 2, which is 1 over X to the 4th minus, no sneezing in class, 16X squared plus 64. Now that's what I got. Now, if that's what, is that what they want? I have no idea. That's what I interpret the question as what they're wanting. So let's look and put it in there and let's see what happens. I'm just going to type in a 3. I'm not typing all that in. I've already got my degrees. I'm just going to be lazy. 1 over X squared minus 8 to the 2nd power. Okay, same thing. That's the same thing right there. Same thing as this right here. There's the same, there's the whole thing right there. Either one of these answers is correct. Why do I not like that as a test question? Well, what's the first thing that you think of when you look at that? I mean, do you absolutely say, oh yeah, I'd love to do this problem? Or do you say, I need to skip this problem and come back to it? Okay.
The second one, sir.
Okay. My job is to teach you the stuff and to not confuse you after I teach you the stuff. All right. I know some people say, well, I don't know, that's lack of challenge. No, it's not lack of challenge. I don't mean now I can put it on the test, but I just feel like some questions can be a little bit on the confusing end, sending you on the path of confusion, and that's one of them. Now, what would I change about this problem? This is what I would change about it on a test. I would write it like this. F of X is equal to X squared minus 6. G of X is equal to X squared. And F capital F of x is equal to 1 over x
You're not
minus
showing
2.
your screen again.
I know somebody sneezed again, so that's the third time I'm going to kick them out. All right, so what I would do different is I would do f composed of f of x, and then I would put g composed of f of that's what I would do, because that tells the student what you want the student to do. That's just me. Okay. So who was that sneezed the second time? Third time? That's it. I'm gonna be like that teacher who got fired, throwing students out. Did I tell y'all about that?
No, sir.
We had a teacher in the CPT department that if you yawned more than 3 times, she kicked you out. She got fired. Some of these teachers, you think they're smart, dumb as a box of hammers. All right, let's go to another problem. How about 43? 43/16. 1.1, 43/16. 1.1, 43/16. Find possible choices of outer and inner functions. H equals F composed of G. H equals F composed of G. Give the domain of H. Not my favorite question. Okay, it's doable, but it can be confusing. They want to know what f of x is and what g of x is. That's what they want to know. What is f of x and g of x? That's the question right there. And they give you h of x is equal to x to the 5th minus 9 to the 10th power. Ran out of room, sorry. So that means that f of x is equal to something and g of x is equal to something. But they give you the hint right here that h is equal to f of g. So that means that I've got a big set of parentheses with f, and I'm plugging in g of x, right? Does everybody agree with what I just said? Because this is all theoretical stuff.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So if that's true, then the parentheses is to the 10th power. So that means this is to the 10th power, and that means that this is what? X to the 5th minus 9. And you can't leave this as a big set of parentheses to the 10th power, so you just say this is what to the 10th power?
X.
X to the 10th power, and g of x is equal to x to the 5th minus 9. The only reason I don't like this problem is the problem is easier than what they start the problem out to be. You see what I'm saying? If you just look at these directions, some of you may be like, I don't know what the heck they're asking for. But if you actually think about what they're asking what is f of x and what is g of x? And there's the answers. Now they also say something about the domain. Do I have any radicals or rationals here? Yes or no? I don't see a radical. Does anybody see a rational? I don't see a fraction. So what's the domain of this function?
All real numbers.
All
Real
real
numbers.
numbers.
So I'm going to type in the answer I got. I got x to the 10th. Now, I like the way they did this answer because you ain't got to spend 20 minutes typing in the answer. And the domain is all real numbers. So parentheses, negative infinity. I really suck at typing. So that ain't a bad problem. It's better than that last problem. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit. That's 43. Any more 40s? Nope. 50, 1.1, 50/17. I feel like I'm doing y'all's homework for you. I guarantee you if I put two classes together, I'm doing your homework. I guarantee you I am. That's all right. After the review section, I don't do this. So 1.1, 50/17. Okay, I don't mind this one. This one's okay. So f of x is equal to absolute value of x. G of x is equal to x squared minus 6. And big G of x is equal to 1 over x minus 2. And they want f composed of g composed of big G. So when you're doing more than one composition, you want to work your way backwards. So I'm going to rewrite little g with a big set of parentheses. Everybody with me? So little g is big old set of parentheses minus 6. And what am I going to plug in to the big old set of parentheses? I'm going to plug in 1 over x minus what? 2. Now, I don't know how far they want to go with this because that's a quadratic on the bottom. So I'm just going to treat it as a quadratic. And that'll be 1 over x squared minus 4x plus 4. Now, again, I don't know if they want to go that far or not. So this is going to be 1 over x squared minus 4x plus 4 minus
Huber, you don't
6.
need to go that far.
Okay, they just want the parentheses?
Yeah, they just want the parentheses, I'm pretty
Okay,
sure.
or 1 over x minus 2 quantity squared minus 6. All right, now that right there is G composed of big G. And they say that you use this one, okay? So now I'm going to take this one, F, and I'm going to plug this into that. And that's it. So that's going to be F composed of G composed of big G is equal to the absolute value of 1 over x minus 2 quantity squared minus 6. Something to that effect. I kind of wrote it wrong. Let me rewrite it. 1 over x minus 2 quantity squared minus 6. Okay. That's the answer it should be. Well, the only problem is I think y'all tried to combine that 6 and that 2. You can't do that because that 2 is in parentheses. So the absolute value is correct. So 1 over x minus 2. And I got to put square on that. Shift up, square, and put a there. And then put minus 6. That should be your answer. Yay! We don't suck as bad. Next question. 54. We've got a bunch of 54s here, so that either means this question is more challenging or it's stupid, one of the two. So this is 1.1 54/18. I was going to ask somebody, Mr. Caldwell, is it stupid or is it challenging?
I forgot what the question looked like, but it's probably stupid. Some of them.
Oh, come on. Well, since Mr. Caldwell or Mr. Didn't I see a Dosher in here? Yeah, Mr. Dosher, do you remember this one?
No, I don't know what the question was.
Okay, well, we'll just, since you come first in the alphabet, Dosher, we'll pick yours. All right, here we go. Now, Mr. Caldwell's going to send a, oh, wait a minute. Caldwell comes first. I suck. Now, Mr. Dosher's going to write my department head and say he's offended. Oh, well. Allah Akbar, Masalama. It's the same question, isn't it? Looks like it. Yeah, Hubert. No, Hubert. Thank you, class. Y'all suck.
It is the
class.
same,
Yeah, I
sir.
think it's
They
the
just
same
changed the
question.
positive and negative sign.
1 over x plus 4. Oh, they changed it to a positive 4?
Yes, sir. They just changed the sign.
Okay, g of g. So that means I'm going to rewrite this problem with a big set of parentheses. I'm going to rewrite this problem with a big set of parentheses, and I'm going to insert this into itself. So g composed of g, I can't even write a g, of x, that's composed, is equal to 1 over parentheses plus 4. And then I'm going to put in here 1 over x plus 4. And this is going to be a complex rational expression, which is not very fun, but I don't know if they want, I assume they want us to go ahead and simplify it as much as possible. So that means I'm going to multiply by x plus 4 over x plus 4, x plus 4 over 1 over x plus 4 over 1. So I'm going to multiply. I don't know if they want to go this far, but x plus 4 over 1 divided by x plus 4 over 1. That's the equivalent of 1. So I'm going to multiply both sides by that. I don't know if they want to go this far or not, but I'm going to do it this way. So that's going to give us x plus 4 over 1 over x plus 4 over 1 over x plus 4 is equal to 1 plus 4 times x plus 4. And that's going to give us x plus 4 over 1 plus 4x plus 16. And that's going to give us x plus 4 over 4x plus 17. And I would assume that's what they want, but I'm not sure. I mean, they could have stopped it. They could have stopped it right here. That's why I'm saying I'm not sure how far they want to carry it.
That's what they wanted, sir.
This one or this?
Your final one, sir.
This one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's go to that. I'll leave it up there a couple more seconds. So I'm going to, well, they got the answer 1 over, okay, so they just wanted the simple part. They just wanted this part. I suck. I'm sorry. I went too far.
I think they accepted both, sir. They
Oh, they
accepted
did?
when I did the full version, they accepted that as well.
This one or this one. This one's going to the trash can. I don't have another pink one. I've got to go back to Walgreens because I don't think I'm ever going to get the ones I ordered from Amazon. I think somebody hijacked those. The Russians probably did. Bezos needs to get on the ball and dang old get Dogecoin. Dang old, quit waiting on him.
Oh, how is your Dogecoin doing, by the way?
It's going good. It ever goes up again. Get tired of waiting. I mean, I started when it was like 0 to 10 cents. So anything I make above 10 cents is profit.
I'm waiting for it to go up too.
I want it. They keep saying, going to go up to $1, going to go up to $2, going to go up to $5. Well, hell, they won't even get over 50 cents right now.
How many stocks do you have?
I ain't going to tell you. A lot.
All right.
I got a lot.
Yeah,
I want
like 13 grand or something.
Listen, if it got up to $10, I could retire. I'll just put it to you that way.
I'm in the
If
same
it
boat.
got up to $10, I could retire. All right. Let's go to the next. Okay, now it says right here, which of the following is the domain? Oh, I didn't do that. I'm sorry. So we got to do the domain. So the answer we got was 1 over x plus 4 plus 4. We're going to set that equal to 0. So 1 over x plus 4 is equal to 0. And 1 over x plus 4 is equal to -4. Multiply both sides by x plus 4. And that's going to give us 1 is equal to -4x minus 16. Add 16. Add 16. 17 is equal to -4x. Divide by -4. And that is what will give you 0 in the denominator. So x cannot equal -17/4. Yeah, who's my Dogecoin people in here? I heard 2 of y'all. Who is it?
Yeah, I got a little bit.
I'm another one.
Who else? Miss Parker?
Isabella Rodriguez Constantine.
Oh, Miss Rodriguez. So quite a few of y'all. Some of y'all. Wow. I hope y'all can retire too. But if it hits $10, it's over, buddy. If it hits $10, I'm gonna go buy me a new tractor, a new bulldozer, a new truck. I'm gonna retire, buddy. All right, there we go. And get rid of that stupid dog of my son's. No, I'm just kidding. All right, we got 48 seconds. I'm gonna pull the next question up, and maybe I can give y'all. I give myself a few minutes. So let's pull that last question up. 50. That was 54. 58/19. 58/19. 1.1. 58/19. It says g of x is equal to x squared plus 6. And they say find the function that produces the given composition f composed of g. F composed of g is equal to x to the 4th plus 12x squared plus 47. That's my alarm. Okay. Now it says g of x is equal to x squared plus 6. Now they give you that. That's your hint right here. Now, what do you have to do to this? I'm sorry. You know you're plugging g of x into something, a big set of parentheses. So f of x is equal to a big set of parentheses or something. And then g of x is equal to x squared plus 6. And you know you got to plug this into whatever this is, and that's going to give you x to the 4th plus 12x squared plus 47. Well, just think about squaring this, see what we get. Just as a giggle, just as giggles, you know you're not going to get 47 from 36. So, but let's just see what it comes out to be. If you use shortcut number 1, that's going to give you x squared plus, let's see, 12x squared plus 36. How far am I off? Not far off, am I? X to the 4th, 12x squared, 36 and 47. What's the difference between 36 and 47?
11. So f
11,
of x would
right?
be x
So
plus
there's
11.
got to be a difference of 11 between these two. So what do you think? You might, what, minus 11 out here somewhere? I don't know. I'm just guessing. And then this is squared.
Plus, I believe.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry,
you
what?
would add it.
I'm sorry, plus, yeah, plus. Okay, and this would be maybe x squared plus 11. I'm just giving you some things to think about. I mean, I don't know. I could be right. I don't know. X squared plus 11.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that's
X squared plus 11. It's a miracle. Okay, so I got y'all from 1.1. Let me write this down so I can put it on the video. What was the first one we started with? I erased it. What was the first one? 1.1 what?
1.1. 29.
29.
29 slash what?
11.
So I got y'all 29 to 59. One. I got y'all about how many? Somebody tell me how many we did all together.
I think we did 7.
7 altogether? Okay, good.
7 or 8,
I might
yeah.
be
Yeah,
wrong.
I think you got 8.
I think we did 2, a couple of them twice. All right, let me go to the attendance tracker. I hate Tri-County. Did I already take the roll?
You took it at the beginning of the class.
I'm gonna check it to see if anybody came in.
You went for the people who weren't.
No, they didn't log me out on both.
I came in the class late because I'm still at work.
I'm sorry, who said that? What?
Isabella Rodriguez Constantini, I came in after you already took roll.
Okay, I'm gonna check you right now. I think you were here yesterday, correct?
Yes, sir.
I think we already got you down. They only want attendance for 1 day. I don't know why. Let's see. This is the wrong class. Attendance tracker. Wouldn't have to do this if it wouldn't throw me out every 5 seconds. 143. Yeah, the only person I'm looking for is Levi or Levy. I'm looking for Levi. Nope. All right. So what should y'all be continuing to do? Watch the videos, work on homework, and I will post this video, and it'll be called Math 140, 29:11 through 59:19. And I'll see y'all. Have a good one.
Mr. Hubert,
Yes.
I still do not have access to the math labs for this course, or does this even show up? You said you don't use Blackboard. Does this even show up in Blackboard? Should I be seeing this course in Blackboard at all?
Did you get the handout that says how to get on My Labs math?
I've got the stuff you emailed to me, but I can't even access that because I can't even get into the Blackboard section for this class that links me to.
But you added like yesterday, right?
That's right.
Usually it takes 24 hours.
Okay.
What I would suggest doing, call the help desk. The help desk is 646-1779. And ask them